Manna Soup Kitchen cooks up a new training program. Out-of-town brides spend millions to walk down the aisle in Durango, and businesses bloom where flowers blossom in downtown Durango. I'm Jim Mackay, and you're watching Open for Business.
You're watching Open for Business with Jim Mackay, a business news show that brings you information about commerce and industry in the Four Corners. Open for Business is brought to you by First Southwest Bank. We can help you get there. First Southwest Bank. And by the La Plata County Economic Development Alliance. Pioneer Spirit, Business Smart.
She is recognized as one of the most powerful women in Colorado by the Denver Post, the Colorado Women's Chamber, and Denver's 5280 magazine. She will be the keynote speaker at the 5th Annual Women's Small Business Conference on Thursday, July the 24th at Fort Lewis College. We are talking about Roxanne White, the Chief of Staff to Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper. White was the keynote speaker at the Women's Conference at Copper Mountain last fall, and she left to a standing ovation and thunderous applause. Southwest Colorado's SBDC Director, Joe Keck, says her appearance is quite a coup for Durango. White has a long career in public service. She served on the Denver Mayor's Cabinet, was manager to the Denver Department of Human Services, and worked as Chief of Staff for Hickenlooper when he was mayor. She created and chaired the Denver's controversial Road Home program, a 10-year plan to end homelessness in the city. White will speak at the conference luncheon. The conference features workshops on a variety of business topics, exhibitors, and a networking happy hour on the Fort Lewis College Student Center rooftop patio. The cost is $50. Scholarships also are available through the Women's Resource Center. You can register for the conference and download a scholarship application at coloradosbdc.org. Give a man a fish, feed him for the day. Teach him to fish, and feed him for a lifetime. That's what the Manna Soup Kitchen hopes to accomplish when it begins teaching culinary arts courses this fall. Manna recently expanded its kitchen facilities to handle its growing clientele, as well as offer culinary classes through Southwest Colorado Community College. The decision to start the program came from the results of a survey that polled 200 business and community leaders who identified a need to train entry-level workers with more skills. The new Manna Training and Resource Center was dedicated on June 19th and will benefit both area residents and the local food service industry. Thomas Bentley, the new manager for Manna Training Center, told Open for Business that the new building is part of a 5-year plan to address the roots of hunger. The expansion was funded through a $500,000 matching grant from the Caracan Foundation. The Manna Board raised the remaining $450,000 from local donations and foundation grants. The culinary program itself will begin in August and runs for a 16-week semester. Students will work in the fully equipped commercial kitchen to earn a college-level certificate in beginning production and baking. Through such classes as vegetable preparation and food production principles and practices, students will learn the skills of cooking, baking, dining room management, bar and lounge management, and institutional food service supervision. The course meets the requirements of accreditation set by the American Culinary Federation, and enrolled students will be eligible for financial aid. Southwest Colorado Community College is now accepting applications. Eligible students must have a high school diploma or a GED. For more information, contact SCCC at 247-2929 or email the college's enrollment. Contact Maria Salazar Vigil at maria.salazar@pueblocc.edu. Coming up, out-of-town wedding parties spend millions to tie the knot here in Durango.
Welcome to the Irish Embassy Pub Durango. We import the majority of our products straight from the Emerald Isle, and let's get it right. You want your Guinness directly imported from Dublin. You want it stored at precisely the right temperature. And you want the pour to be a matter of taste and science. You want to pull with the patience and precision that it deserves. And if that wasn't authentic enough, you want to enjoy it in a pub where the shelves are stocked with 24 different kinds of Irish whiskey. Yes, you want the true Irish experience. Come visit us at the Irish Embassy Pub Durango.
It's time for rejuvenation with luxurious healing waters, breathtaking views, and lavish spa treatments at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs. Stay at the new EcoLux Hotel and enjoy 24-hour access to our 23 unique pools by the river. Indoors, relax in the hotel and enjoy therapeutic services at the spa. It's time for rejuvenation at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs.
You're watching Open for Business. I'm Jim Mackay. Durango's reputation as a hiking, biking, skiing, Old West town with a vintage train is legendary. But did you know that it's also becoming famous as a venue for destination weddings? Professionals in the Southwest Colorado wedding industry say they're seeing more and more of out-of-town wedding parties coming to Durango to tie the knot. Several estimate that 60% of their business comes from out-of-town couples, and they're spending a lot of money while they're here. La Plata County Clerk Tiffany Lee Parker said her office has issued 571 marriage licenses in 2013. Of that number, 44% were from out of town.
And then from our perspective is the ability, how easy it is to get a marriage license in Colorado. So we do get people coming from other states that are close by, being a bordering county. The marriage requirements are so simple in Colorado. It's easier than Vegas.
She estimates that the majority of out-of-town couples come to the area with big wedding plans and big wedding parties. Wedding planner Mandy Wynn, owner of Celebrations, says 60 to 70% of her clients are from out of town, and most come to Durango to walk down the aisle because they already have some connection to the community.
Most of them have some sort of tie here. They came here skiing as a kid with their family. They went to college here and loved it and thought this is where I'd want to get married, and they've come back here. Some of them live in a nearby region and think this is just the ultimate place. If they're going to have all of their friends and family come, it's going to be here. So some of them have transplanted here or have spent a little time here, have some sort of tie. Grandparents have a cabin here. There's something that has brought them to the region. But I think overall, the popularity of Durango and the Southwest Four Corners region has just spread. And when people say, we're going to have a wedding in Durango, their family and friends are pretty excited.
Wynn estimates that destination wedding parties will spend from $50,000 to $100,000 each while in Durango. Based on the number of out-of-town marriage licenses that the La Plata clerk issued last year, that means the destination wedding industry may account for $7 to $15 million in direct spending in La Plata County. Those figures don't account for destination weddings that register their marriage licenses in communities outside of La Plata County or Colorado.
You could have 120, 150 guests spending 4 nights, 6 nights here in Durango. There will be eating out, shopping, all the tourism aspect. Usually each group that comes, even if they're from a close by region, they're going to take the time to 4-wheel Jeep tour, they're going to go whitewater rafting, they're going to visit all the local shops and restaurants. And we've sat down and put kind of a number on what each person is bringing into La Plata County and spending. Just like with any event, our return on investment has to reflect the average person and what they're going to eat and drink and spend while they're here in town. With lodging and all of the extras and amenities, you can count on $320 per person per day of what they're spending in La Plata County.
Wynn said most wedding parties, especially those she arranges, use local florists, caterers, party rentals, limousine and other services, and they come to play to make a vacation out of the wedding obligation.
Is that at Celebrations, we really just don't plan the wedding. We help them plan a week-long celebration with their nearest and dearest family and friends. There are so many wonderful activities. There's so many parts of the wedding week that can be facilitated here. Bridal luncheons, fly fishing trips with the guys, spa days for the girls. You can go on adventures with the family. You can have welcome dinners and barbecues and brewery tours and bicycle rides. There's so much to do with your family and friends while you're all here together, staying together, trying to get to know each other, fusing the two families and sets of friends, and you really want to embrace all of that. So this is a place where people can come for many days and have many activities and make it a full celebration of their life and their marriage.
2014 looks to be yet another banner year for destination weddings. If marriage license applications are any indication, nearly 200 out-of-town couples will get hitched in La Plata County. If you want to go shopping, you may first want to stop to smell the roses. For the 7th year in a row, the Business Improvement District has planted nearly 100 decorative pots with flowers and placed them along Main and East 2nd Avenues as part of a downtown beautification program. BID Executive Director Tim Walsworth says the flowers enrich the downtown community by providing aesthetically pleasing storefronts. Individual businesses sponsor each barrel and agree to take care of them during the summer.
The Flower Barrel program is part of the Durango Business Improvement District's beautification program. These flower barrels were purchased several years ago by many of our local downtown merchants.
That's right. And the flowers are purchased by the city each year, and then they're maintained by various businesses along with the support of our BID youth crew. And the youth crew comes by once each week and gives a healthy dose of water to each barrel, and then once a month we fertilize with worm castings.
You may also have noticed that BID's Flower Girls are patrolling the streets early on Monday morning with their rainbow of flower-printed t-shirts that they wear. The girls water and fertilize the flower barrels once a week, adorning the rainbow of flower-printed t-shirts.
I believe there's 4 or 5 girls that are part of our youth crew, and again, they come out on a weekly basis to water the barrels, and then the host businesses take care of them the rest of the week. There are 99 total barrels all throughout downtown.
Right.
So this is a really neat way to show our locals and our visitors that we care about our downtown, and it makes it look nice. I mean, this barrel right here is beautiful that the Durango Mall
Right.
takes care of.
Right.
The main mall takes care of.
Although Walsworth didn't cite any research to support the notion that flowers improve the economy, he says that beautifying downtown Durango just makes sense. If flowers make your storefront more enticing, you're more likely to attract visitors. And, according to banktracker.com, an online financial news site, grocery stores strategically place floral centers at their entrances to increase spending. Smelling flowers activates our salivary glands to increase the likelihood that we'll succumb to an impulse purchase. But our local BID isn't so Machiavellian. It's nice just to know that we have flowers around. A number of businesses and organizations support the flower program.
We'd like to acknowledge several businesses that have helped us sponsor this program with donations, including lunches for our youth crew, as well as things to support the actual flower barrels. And so we'd like to thank Durango Compost Company, Francisco's, First National Bank of Durango.
Oh, Durango Magazine helped us out. Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factories helped us out.
Renee Marie Apparel and Gifts, and yes, the Book Hutch as well.
Right, right. These businesses have just pitched in and done things to help our youth crew and feed them, hydrate them, give them little things, tokens of appreciation for them coming by and watering the barrels this season.
For more information on BID programs and events, or to find out how your business can sponsor a flower barrel, visit downtowndurango.com. Will exporting natural gas help the local economy? Up next with the La Plata Economic Alliance Update.
Welcome to the Open for Business Economic Update, presented by the La Plata County Economic Development Alliance. Pioneer Spirit, Business Smart.
Hello everybody, my name is Roger Zelenoretis. I'm the Director of the Economic Development Alliance here in Durango in La Plata County, Colorado. And thanks for being with me today. I'm here to talk a little bit every month about how the economy is behaving, what makes it tick or how it's ticking here in Durango. And this month, as a first appearance, I wanted to start off with a really exciting subject of liquefied natural gas terminals. Yeah! Stay awake now. Okay, there was an article in the Durango Herald last month about whether liquefied natural gas terminals out on the West Coast or out on the East Coast would be good for our local economy. And the short answer is yes, it would. But there's a little bit more reason as to why that's the case. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our gas industry here in La Plata County in Farmington, New Mexico. Durango sits on the northern edge of a gas basin called the San Juan Basin. It's been producing since the 1940s, and it is the most prolific gas basin in the entire United States, which that means there's been more natural gas produced here than any other location in the United States. So that means it's a big part of our economy. It's been a big part of our economy. It has remained a big part of our economy. Much more so in Farmington than here in Durango, but here we've got companies like BP that operate gas and exploration. We've got Crossfire Seating with over 400 employees that do field services. We've got firms like Ecosphere with 40 employees that provides environmental services to a lot of these companies. So it's a big part of our local economy here too as well. Most of you know that in the mid-2000s, natural gas prices were really high. And as a result, we had a lot of activity out here in La Plata County and in San Juan County, New Mexico. But around 2008 or 2009, gas prices collapsed. And with that, the activity suffered at the same time. Good for us as homeowners. If you want to heat your house, our bills went down a lot, but for our local economy, not so good. Now, at the same time, if you look over at Europe, Ukraine, Germany, Britain, you look over Asia and Japan and China and places like that, natural gas prices are still really high. If I got a pizza parlor and I can sell my pizza here and not make any money, or I can go down the street and sell my pizza and make a lot more money, I'm going to go down the street, right? Not if there's a fence in the way. And that's what we've got here in the United States. We have a disconnect from the global natural gas economy where we can't get much natural gas out to other countries. We have, according to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, we have about 11 gas terminals in the United States that are capable of taking natural gas, which is a vapor, just like the air around us right now, and compressing it into a liquid. That's what you need to do to be able to put it on a ship and send it overseas and sell it there. That's not much considering how much gas we've got in this country. There are proposals to more than double the number of liquefied natural gas terminals in the United States, which would provide significant more opportunities for producers like BP or Conoco to produce more natural gas in places like the San Juan Basin. Why? Because you could sell at a higher price. That makes it more profitable to explore. So that means that if we had more opportunity to sell overseas, we would probably have more exploration here, more economic growth in the natural gas sector. How much? Well, let me put it in perspective. A drilling rig, which is what you use to produce natural gas, has about 100 to 125 jobs associated with it. And those jobs make about $80,000 to $100,000 a year in salaries. We've lost over a dozen of those drilling rigs since 2009 in the San Juan Basin. So if you brought one back, that would be like a new company moving to Durango with 100 employees that make $80,000 to $100,000 a year. That's why these liquefied natural gas terminals could have a good benefit on our local economy. So again, my name's Roger. If you have any questions, you want to reach me, contact us at info@yeslpc.com or visit our website at www.yeslpc.com. Thanks.
This economic update has been brought to you by the La Plata County Economic Development Alliance. Pioneer Spirit, Business Smart. Open for Business will be right back after this commercial break.
Probably about 8 years ago, when Jason first got into home brewing, we started talking about opening up a brewery and what it would mean in different locations, and we just put it on the back burner so we could do our other careers. And then probably 2 years ago, we really decided to open up the brewery, and we knew that Pagosa was the spot.
When we were putting together the business plan for Riffraff Brewing Company, we were looking at the need for a lot of capital to fund all the systems and equipment that we needed to make craft beer. And we knew that it would be challenging to find a partner. From an experience of going through a really difficult process of getting capital together, banking is a difficult place to get money for a business like this. We felt like the entire way First Southwest Bank really not only held our hand and shepherded us through the process, but they also embraced our business and tried to understand the model. And we are not quite a restaurant, but we're not quite a packaging brewery. And First Southwest did a really good job of trying to learn how to bridge that gap and present the data to the SBA so that we could go forward, secure the loan, and do it as quickly as possible with as few roadblocks. Would we recommend First Southwest Bank for aspiring entrepreneurs? Yeah, darn tootin'.
If you love Durango, grab this edition of Durango Magazine today. Explore Durango's vibrant art scene and a nearby city that disappeared. Discover what's happening on the Animas River and what Durango families do for fun with their kids. Dining guide and Durango's dream homes too. Captivating stories, award-winning design, and stunning local photography. Durango Magazine, serving people who love Durango since 1986. By mail, your hotel room, free racks all around town, and at Magpie's newsstand.
You're watching Open for Business. I'm Jim Mackay. The new Grassburger restaurant opened earlier this month behind the Durango Coffee Company. And while the name may imply that the menu is strictly vegetarian, it's all about the beef.
As a family of 5, going out to eat is not an inexpensive proposition. So we really wanted to look at something where we could provide a healthy meal, healthy food, for a value.
The beef was obviously the keystone to all of this, and Ed and Jess really did their due diligence on finding a great source for our beef. We're doing mixed greens, and that's been great. We're using Southern Roots Farm, and that's been great. To get these fresh local greens, mixed greens in, as well as some radishes and other things. Yeah, so the menu is really simple, and we wanted to keep it simple because I think the trend is it's getting away from these 4 or 5 page menus right now. I think people are kind of overwhelmed by that, and so by really streamlining the menu, we're able to put out a high quality product in a much more fast and casual way. Besides the 2 main burgers, our beef burger and our black bean, we also do hand cut fries, which are we take a lot of pride in that. Again, we use Colorado potatoes. They're from the San Luis Valley, these potatoes are. And then we have sweet potato fries as well. We have a farm salad, and again, that goes back to our local farmers providing all the ingredients for that salad. And our salad will continue, it will evolve as the seasons change. So as more product is available or different product is available, that's what our salad will contain. Then we also have a root beer float. We use Boylan soda, which is 100% cane sugar, which is it's a better, a little healthier alternative. We wanted to get our food as clean as we could in every aspect. We have local beers, not just in Durango, but it's just Colorado local as well. So that was real important to us as well.
Because the food is high quality, and so it's, you can come in and get 1 or 2 or 3 things. Most things are a la carte. So you can choose to get fries, or you don't have to get fries, or you can get the salad or the burger. So everything is intended to be for you to customize it, and everything is made fresh from when you order to the time you receive it.
This would hopefully be the flagship store for us, and if we can keep it simple, it makes everyone's life a little easier, as well as the food quality. Because we're not jumping all over the place and adding all these different menus. We can just focus right in on the quality of product that we want to serve our customers.
Grass Burger is open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. For a menu and other information, visit their website at eatgb.com. We're real happy to have Jasper Welch with us here today. Jasper is the co-founder and the owner of Durango Space, and is a local institution, and we'll talk more about that as we go forward. Welcome, Jasper. Great
Jim,
to have you.
It's great to be here today.
So let's start and talk a little bit about Durango Space. It's been around now for just, I guess, almost 3.5 years, over 3 years.
3.5 years.
So I guess we can consider it a success at this point. What's it about? What was the genesis for it? Because I think it's fairly unique in Durango, certainly.
Yeah, it's unique. It's co-working is the concept. They've been doubling the number of co-working spaces worldwide. And it was time for Durango to have one. But essentially you come in, no lease, no deposit, bring in your laptop, get to work, and when you're done, take off. If you don't need to be there all the time, you can just be there some of the time. So it's essentially flexible shared workspace.
And I'm a user of Durango Space, and I love going there because it's easy to get in there and get a desk. And one of the things I really enjoy about it is meeting other people. I'm what they consider a lone wolf, if you will. I'm not attached to a company here in town. And I meet a lot of other people, whether they are consultants or entrepreneurs or that type of thing. So it's great to get down.
Well, and that's a big part of it, Jim, is the community. So a lot of people work alone or work at home, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you miss the community. And so we have no on-site boss. There's no prisoners that come to work to hurt their jobs. It's people that really like getting the job done, and the community is a big part of it, along with really good coffee.
And smoking fast broadband, which is nice too. You got a fiber link that goes in there.
Yeah, fiber link, and that really helps.
And I guess the natural evolution is somebody finds Durango Space, they come in, spend some time, and they may switch to a regular gig where they're coming in almost every day of the week, and then if their company takes off or that type of thing, they typically either take additional space from you or go on, right?
Yeah, and our space is limited. That's part of the design. So we're not trying to have a 100,000 square foot facility. It's about 5,000 square feet total. and it's flexible. So when you're ready to launch or you take off, we have a lot of people that work seasonally. We have a guy in there from North Carolina that sells wood flooring, and he's here for 2 months because he wanted to play in Durango. So it works out great.
I'm curious how he found Durango Space.
He found it online. Most every one of our customers finds it on the web.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. We don't have legacy costs. We have no phone book ad. We have no, we finally have our name and I guess the phone book, but no one finds us in the phone book. They find us online.
Let's talk a little bit about the entrepreneurial community here in Durango. Given kind of the role that you have there and other things that you do around town, including your involvement with Scape, et cetera, you kind of are the eyes and ears or the person on the ground with a lot of what's happening entrepreneurially. What are you seeing? Is it strong? And
well, I think what we're seeing is that we have a good combination of private sector, public sector, all sorts of companies getting involved. So whether it's a Region 9 on their loan fund that's coming in through Scape, whether it's people like yourself that are mentors and investors in your own right, plus you've had successful exits. We have all the coders who are showing up, so we're getting the software side. We're fortunate to have some really good graphic designers, web designers, videographers, and then we also have the independent professionals, someone like Terrell Peterson that does CFO services, so there's financial acumen available. Some of that comes right through the private side, some of it comes through our local SBDC, but we're getting a nice combination, all the pieces of the ecosystem. The other thing we're getting is a lot of people are showing up. The other day we had a guy out of Austin. He was getting some of the software guys poached from the guys in San Francisco. He came up to Telluride, heard about Durango coders, and started talking to some of our coders. So we're starting to get a reputation beyond just Durango, which is great.
Yeah, and of course we have some virtual groups around town that cater to entrepreneurs, developers, makers. We've got Durango Tech, which is a group that's almost 400 strong. We've got Durango Coders, which are a little hardcore. They got bigger propellers on their hats than the Durango group. We've got Durango Makers now. There's a makers group that's going on that things are spinning off of. We've got what they call Entrepreneurs Lounge, which happens, I believe, every Tuesday night. I know they've got a Facebook page, so you can go and find it on Facebook and get more information. We're still a small community, but I think we're doing fairly well entrepreneurially. Would you agree?
No, it's great. And we had a guy come in this week, and his name is Brian. He has a company called Consistent State, and he's doing some app development for brewers, microbrewers. And another guy that worked for one of our startup companies. Both of them are into homebrewed beer, and so we were able to introduce Brian to SCA and everything that's going on out there. So we're starting to see some really interesting dynamics where people are coming to Durango either to work or to live here, or someone like Ben from Studio Fluid that moved his family here from LA because he wanted a better lifestyle for his family, and he still wanted to do the work that he does. So I think we're seeing that starting to happen, and then we're seeing the involvement of the Scape companies come in. We might want to talk a little bit about that, because I think that's added to the mix where we have a more formal process for matching investors to startups.
Yeah, and Scape is now on its third iteration of the program. The fresh meat came in this week.
That's true.
We've got a couple of interesting companies in there, so we'll see where they are in 4 months as well with the help and the support of the community.
And then we have one over in Eastern Europe actually doing some of their biz dev.
Yes, one of our Scape companies is over there right now in Budapest.
Yeah, Budapest,
That's good. So I guess if people want to learn more and get kind of more plugged into the entrepreneurial community, one of the ways is that Durango Space is sponsoring Wednesday night bocce ball, right?
Yeah, bocce ball. It's over in Buckley Park. The city of Durango puts it together. Ourselves and Guido's and the wine merchant sponsor it. It's a great way to unwind after Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30. No cost. Everything's set up. Just come on out.
Okay, that sounds good. So that's it for Open for Business. For business workshops and other events, visit the Durango Chamber of Commerce website at durangobusiness.org. And be sure to tune in to Inside Durango News for other special events and activities in the area. Remember, keep watching. You'll like what you see.
Thank you for watching Open for Business. Tune in every week with Jim Mackay for information about commerce and industry in the Four Corners. Open for Business has been brought to you by First Southwest Bank. We can help you get there. First Southwest Bank. Also brought to you by the La Plata County Economic Development Alliance, Pioneer Spirit, Business Smart.